Boom, we're in. And today we are 1,000 subscribers in. We're in 1,000 subscribers. We're in the club now, guys, and I'm feeling pretty happy. I'm thankful to you all for your continued support on this amazing journey. It's good to be back. First of all, talking about the club that we all love, Nottingham Forest. And been a fairly tiring day. It's been a fairly dull day for me, really. I had a driving lesson earlier and not really been doing much except waiting to do this. Now, tonight's episode probably going to be about an hour and 15 just because I've got a driving lesson early at 7 in the morning, so I need to be up for that. And sleep is pretty important, I've now discovered. So for anybody that didn't know, sleep's pretty important. It's good to have you all in. I just want to say I'm so thankful for all your support, to even hit that number that we hit yesterday, which was 1,000 subscribers. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing. You turned Love Island off for this. That was yesterday, wasn't it? That was yesterday. That was yesterday. Well, the transfer boost that we've been given, and this is what I'm currently looking at reports, okay? Now, nothing on the Morgan Gibbs-White situation. I'm sorry. I am really, really trying. I'm going to try and find out as much as I can at the Newcastle game, speaking to journalists and others as well. And maybe, who knows, if I tweet Fabrizio, he might actually answer, but he probably won't. Kel, good to have you in. Sean, good to have you, my friend. Mark, good to have you, my friend. Kian, Martz, Desi, Peter, Robert, Chris, Maureen. That sounds like a new name to me on this channel. Thank you for joining. 1,000 is only the beginning. Thank you very much. I didn't want to ever say it, but the daily streams is soon going to have to come to an end at some point. I'm planning a few things over the next 18 months, career-wise. So there's going to be a few things coming, a few little changes, perhaps less live streams, but more podcasts that aren't live. That's the plan. So we're working on it. I am working on it. Hopefully getting my studio set up, getting it painted red, because it's currently light blue for my old podcast logo. But I'm going to try and get it put in red now and get it all sorted out. So, yeah, we'll see. Was there a coat hanger on the plant pot? That one. I usually hang my trousers before school there. There you go. I don't know why it's on there, to be honest. I don't even know why I've got a plant pot. It's not even a real plant. So, there you go. You've got it on catch up. Oh, come on. Don't do this to yourself, G. You're better than this. You're better than this, as Rocky Balboa once said. Avoid the roads tomorrow. Avoid the roads tomorrow. Why is that then? Avoid the roads tomorrow. What day are we on? 3rd of August. It's not Newcastle yet, is it? Avoid the roads tomorrow. Evening, Kev. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Sebastian, new name. Welcome to the channel. Caius. So can you stop begging for subscribes now? Thank you very much for your kind words there, Caius. I can see it's good that you've got your face in your profile picture. I'm not begging for subscribers by any means, but we were trying to hit the 1,000 subscriber milestone. So I was just asking people, and don't worry, I don't like to ask people for things like that. And it's the same with when it comes to, eventually being able to get memberships. I'm not really that interested. As much as people have said, I'm really not interested in doing it because the same content will be for everyone. So yeah, I'm not really interested in doing any of that. But yesterday, I asked for subscribers a little bit more, just because we were like 10 off 1,000. I think that's pretty forgivable, to be honest. Evening Gamer 316 Forest Ant, good to have you in. This guy is changing his name every time. He's changing his name every time. We'll talk about Morgan Gibbs-White later, but you're changing your name again. Something even more inappropriate. Not you, Forest Ant. It's someone else in the chat. Warren, good to have you. Keith, good to have you as well, my friend. Thank you for joining. Jonathan, Samurai Croft, another shout out for you, my friend. Thank you for joining. And Super Red Sam, top man. We're getting some really daft comments coming in. There's no surprise there, is there? It's what do you get? 1,000 subscribers, and that's what you get. Thank you very much, Kev, for that. Thank you. And oh god, yeah, watch out on the roads. Yeah, I am driving tomorrow, so watch out on the roads if you're in Nottingham, anywhere. Andrea Pinamonte, Linkwood Forest. We're going to have a look a little bit at him, as well as Ludovic a little bit later on. Ludovic Ayork. We're going to be looking at him later. Nick, thank you for joining. Good to have you. Kian, don't worry. Just remember, if you want to get into this kind of thing, which I've still not fully done, then the recommendation I would make is literally just keep going, and also volunteer as well. You're going to have to give some of your time away for free, but it will pay off both monetarily, and also you'll just get to meet some amazing new people as well. So, evening, Zahia, Peter, good to have New Zealand. Fantastic. Thank you for joining all the way from New Zealand. Incredible. Glad that we can connect the fan base via things like this. Just amazing. Any news from the striker from Inter Milan? Inter Milan. Let me have a look at this. Who was it? Oh, was that Piemonte? This is it. If you say a name, I'll probably get a bit better on that one. But there's been a lot of striker rumours going about, which is interesting because there's been almost nothing on Morgan Gibbs-White at all. Not even from people that I speak to. There's not really been much going on. So pretty interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens over the next few days in terms of new rumours that come out, because I don't know what it's like. It's like as soon as we signed Mangala, it's just all kind of, I don't know, it's all just calmed down a little bit, hasn't it? So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And yeah, it's Piemonte from Inter Milan. I thought so. No new news on it, but we do know that Nottingham Forest have made contact with Inter Milan over signing him. So it's interesting. He's only 23 as well, so that sounds like a fairly decent age there. Scored 13 times in 27 games in the top flight of Italian football. So I'm not against that by any means. Roll on Saturday, absolutely. Avoid the roads. Yeah, if you're on the roads tomorrow, avoid it. Make it a bit easier for me, won't you? Eve, good to have you in. Tim, you also, legend, my friend. Been there since day one. Nothing wrong with yeah. I'm just asking because it was at 1,000. So yeah. Well done on the 1K. Thank you very much, Neil. Means a lot. All the way from Australia. Absolutely amazing. That's a great turnout. Thank you very much. We've got some people that are making up fake accounts here, so we'll keep going. Ignore the haters. I know people do it. Thank you very much, Ryan. Means a lot. Thank God Ramsey's gone to Nice. People, let me know how you're feeling about that, because I know it's a bit of a mixed bag. Me and Ez had a bit of a chat about that last night. Really interesting. James, hello, my friend. Good to have you here. Bit gutted about Belotti going to Roma. Yeah, I've seen this. He would have been an absolutely brilliant signing. I mean, even if you were to rotate him in a 1E or whatever, I don't really mind. Just get Belotti in, because he's an absolutely incredible striker. And he was on about coming to the Premier League years before that. There was always the rumours, and then it never happened. So, gutted. Darth Brexit, good evening. Warren, yeah, you were here since 100. Don't worry, I remember. And that was only a month ago. How crazy is that? Only a month ago. So yeah, we've got some pretty. Look at that. We got some pretty sad people that are making some daft comments here. With Jimenez injured at Wolves, absolutely. I mean, I don't know how serious the injury is. I have just seen this, but it's a hard situation, because I do think Morgan Gibbs-White will sign. I'll say that. I think he'll sign. I think Forest. I think the likelihood is that they will succumb to paying the price that they've asked for. As much as I would like to say, I hope that doesn't happen, because obviously I don't want to see them spend that 30 million on him. Not because I don't think he's a good player, but because it's a lot of money. But yeah, for me, I think Forest will just cough up and do it. I think they'll need to in the end. So, but it'll be amazing. Come on, dude. Shout out to the Ships. Absolutely. Shout out Ships. It's amazing to have you on. Yeah, someone throwing Gilmore. I don't really know how true that is, to be completely honest. I've not seen anything or heard anything from people saying that Gilmore's coming to Forest. Not going to rule it out, but I've not heard anything personally. So, yeah, I wouldn't say anything yet. 2 shirts on the trot. I know, 2 Forest shirts on the trot. Yeah, I know, exactly. I'm once I've got paid, because this week I've been getting just things from holiday paid off still. Looking at another holiday and getting some other football related merchandise, and just some nice things for when I'm doing my commentary. I want to look smart. So that's not been cheap. So I'm waiting until I get paid now. So yeah, we'll wait. We'll have to wait and see, and I'll have to buy a couple more Forest shirts. I want the Shipstons one the most. I really want that. Mark's last Andrea, yeah, Salenzi was it? Yeah, I don't really know much about him, but apparently I've not really missed out on much. When do you think the third kit will come out? As Mark says, Friday. I mean, to be completely honest, we've not really not known that it was coming out soon. Anyway, I'm not really too worried because, well, I say well, let's be honest, I leaked it, didn't I? Me and some other people put it on Twitter, and there was a photo of Brennan Johnson holding the shirt. So, and also Forest leaked it themselves with the Jesse Lingard thing. It was in the background of all the videos. So, yeah, bit daft, really, isn't it? Did you ever get your Prem sticker on your top, or has it fallen to bits yet? My shirt has actually stayed fairly intact, although I haven't seen it for a week since it was in the wash. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I've got a new one that was delivered yesterday. And it has the Premier League logo on. So I've got one without a logo and one with a logo, which is nice because I'm going to get the one without one signed. So, yeah, for Door on Tour, wherever you are, and Lee and Billy all saying I'm not Premier League. Well, I am now. So I don't know who you're laughing at. I am Premier League now. So say what you want. So let's have a look. I really hope so. I've been waiting for it. I think it's a decent kit as well. It's not too bad. I mean, I'm not underwhelmed. I was a little bit underwhelmed by some of the kits, but in person they look really good. It's just the quality on them is a little bit It's a little bit doubtful, to be honest. I'm seeing lots of people that are reporting issues with them. So yeah, for me, I think they need to look at who's making the kits next season. I'd love Nike, to be honest, but I really like Puma as well. I love New Balance. I don't mind New Balance. I think there's loads of good people, but not Adidas because they just copy the same one after the same one. Pay 25 million for Dennis off Watford. I don't know if we'll pay that fully. It's a really, really tough one. It's a really, really tough one. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. I've not heard much more on the Dennis situation, to be honest. So I'll keep you in the loop if I hear anything. Evening Jay, congrats. Thank you very much, Ian. Means a lot to me. Andrew Duncan, thank you to you also. Nothing more on Morgan Gibbs-White as far as I'm aware. But that being said, anything can happen in the next few days. What colour is it? I've still got the slide here. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for showing this. Which slide is it? Let me have a quick look. I've got so many different slides now, so I'm trying to. It's probably not that slide, is it? Is it this side? That was when we just signed Omar Richards. See, all these slides are. Gosh, I need to have a look at one of these. Sorry if I'm just going through these little slides trying to look for the third kit slide. I had it somewhere. Oh, here we go. There we go. Look, that's the third kit for anybody interested. Sorry if I've just done that, but yeah, it's Gordon. Nothing confirmed on Morgan Gibbs-White. Be patient. But yeah, we'll see how it is. People are buying fakes. I mean, you can't really fault him. Yeah, there's a massive supply shortage, as Nick said, though, and of course it makes it difficult. But even that being said, it's not really acceptable, is it, for the amount of money you're paying for it? Will we be playing the first Premier League game sponsorless? I hope not, but you've got to remember we've got 4 days till that game, and unless a sponsor is announced alongside the third kit on Friday, we'll have to wait and see. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Yeah, but I would say if it's going to be announced, if the sponsor's going to be announced before the Newcastle game, it'll be with the third kit. But that third kit is such a weird one because I sit on the fence with it a little bit because I don't know if I like it or I don't like it. You know what I mean? It's a really tough one. How do you all feel about this? Because this shirt, I think it's a bit Marmite. You know what I mean? Because don't get me wrong, I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. But at the same time, I don't 100% love it. Whereas the red shirt, although at first I had a little bit of doubt about it, I've actually come to really, really like it. And I'm not really too fussed about there being a sponsor on my one, to be completely honest. But this one, I'm just not so sure. And if you could have any sponsor in the world, what would it be? For old time's sake, it'd be Skull or Shipstones. But in my opinion, I think I would love 3. You know what they have on Chelsea kits? I think on our red kit, 3 would look absolutely immense. And also our away one. I don't know how it would suit on the third kit, but I think on the home and away it would look really, really nice. But third one for me, I'm just not too sure about it. But for anybody interested, that is the third kit that you're looking at. Yeah, the Labatt's era was good. I'm just seeing a couple of comments now. Yeah, Labatt's era was incredible. So Miri says, yeah, good. That was really good. James would have Netflix on his. What do you reckon? Who would you like to see the most? I'd like to see Trevor Francis tracksuit on that one. Brilliant name. Greg says, absolutely love the third kit, bit like third kit last season. Bit of a shock. Yeah, it's definitely different. But I don't really mind it. And as Nick says, third kit comes with dark blue shorts. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind it. But I just don't know whether I fully like it or not. I don't know. Maybe I have to see it in person. So, yeah, it's a really, really tough one. Sit on the bus for this one. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Castle Lager says Sean as a sponsor. Interesting. I say that we should get sponsored by Media Man. I do actually sponsor a football team, not with this, but I do sponsor a football team already. So I'd have to consult them beforehand. If I had enough money, I'd definitely sponsor Forest. Let's say I was like, I don't know, if I was a millionaire or a billionaire, I'd sponsor Forest 100%. I've always said that if I ever have enough money, I want to build my Saturday League team. I want to build a stadium for them. That's what I want to do. I mean, the council would never let me, but that's what I want to do. That's my ambition. That's my ambition. And then sponsor Forest as well. I'd love that. Well, one of my family members sponsors, he has like a little bit in the program. I don't know if it's the program or some form of book at Forest. So that's the closest we've got as a family. So who knows? I'm going to try, though. I'm going to try. There's no harm in trying, is there? UNICEF, that's an option. I suppose that's if it's more of a charity kind of thing, isn't it? I suppose so. I suppose if they gave that away to that, I wouldn't mind that because it's a good cause, isn't it? Really. Desi says Hooters. Pucker Pie says Kian for a laugh. I think Amazon would look nice. Amazon really are aesthetically pleasing with the things they do. Who else could we get? What do you think about social media companies like? Well, maybe not social media, like music apps, Spotify. I think would look pretty good. Just thinking, who else could we have? Who else could we have? Oh, as far as nobody said Fawaz as a joke yet. Thank God. Ooh, sorry, just shutting the window a little bit. Yeah, not Fawaz. Definitely not Fawaz. Utilita, yeah, they gave away some tickets, didn't they, for the Wembley final? That'd be cool if they could do that every week, giving away tickets. KSI sponsoring Arsenal. Yeah, he's got like hydration sponsorship, hasn't he? Do you know what? Fair play to KSI, because the guy gets like a lot of hate, right? Let's be honest. He gets so much hate. But in reality, the amount that this guy does is just incredible. Like, it's just phenomenal. So, yeah, I really like KSI. So fair play to him. He's come a long way. YouTube, that would be a nice one. YouTube, if you're listening, because I know you're currently reviewing my account. Nothing bad, by the way. Sponsor Forest, please. We'll bring back the blue 1968. Bit before my time, that is Mr. P. I must admit, that is a little bit before my time. Forest says Durex. Oh, for God's sake. A bit more. Yeah, you could say that one. Crypto exchanges. Yeah, all the issue is with all these crypto companies is you're going to have them for about a year and they'll go bankrupt. I mean, look at what we had with Football Index. I mean, I know it's not a crypto company, but I used to use Football Index. Thankfully, I didn't put too much in, but I think we lost about 20 or 30 quid on that. I was gutted because I bought Haaland as well. I bought Haaland before everything. I would have made so much money. O2, good choice. I think I like the idea of that. Fly Emirates, no, because then we'll have to start doing all the really cringy, like, it's going to be Forest fan. I mean, I really want a Forest fan TV, but it's going to be like Arsenal fan TV, innit? Nothing wrong with Arsenal fan TV, but like sometimes I'm just a bit like, oh, come on, mate. The things that they say, like, I'm a Forest fan, but I can admit that when I think Forest are going to lose or when Forest don't do things well, whereas those guys at Arsenal just don't do it. Wrangler looked good in the past. Dean Henderson has spoken about being cut off by Man United. I don't know what the situation is. I know that Ten Hag's a pretty difficult kind of manager to work with if you don't fully know him, I suppose, in that aspect, because I mean, not saying that I'm saying this as if I know him on a personal level. I don't. But it's when you've got a manager that strict that sets out that many rules, you know, Dean Henderson's going to go from Forest to Man United and not really be ready for that. And Ten Hag is, as I say, a very strict manager and a little bit cold sometimes in the way he acts. Nice guy, but cold. I'm looking forward to meeting him on Boxing Day. On Boxing Day, that's what I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But as far as I'm concerned, Dean Henderson's a Forest loanee. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I'm just looking up at what's happening with this whole Dean Henderson thing, because I know that there's apparently been some little things going around. So Mark Goldbridge saying that it's safe to say that Henderson wasn't happy in that dressing room last season. This is crazy. So where has all this come from then? So Dean Henderson has apparently said, and this is by United Report, so a good United account, I tried to do it on loan to Nottingham Forest all before. Ten Hag joined, I told the hierarchy I need to play football. I didn't want to be there playing second fiddle. I almost gone before the manager came in and I haven't spoke to him since. So there's a rocky relationship there, and it's looking like, well, if it doesn't go well next season with De Gea, he could come back. But I mean, if this is the kind of relationship they've got, I highly doubt it will even come back. They'll probably just buy in a new keeper, which is one of the biggest problems Man United have. They've got so much talent and they just waste them and buy someone else. So, yeah, it's a shame, really, but I'm happy that we've got Dean Henderson. And for anybody interested, this was from TalkSport. So I'm not sure what show, what time, what anything. I'm looking through the TalkSport Twitter as we currently speak. And, yeah, I'm not seeing anything just yet. But this is on TalkSport. So, well, Kel's just mentioned me in something. So this is, if you can hear this, I don't know if you can, but this is it.
Doing really well. And getting dropped, never really getting back in. They'll say COVID was an issue, but it was just another excuse. And for me, I've just had to deal with all them tough times, and no one really cares because you fade away into the background when you're not playing and you're not out there. But look, I'm back, I'm ready. I feel better than I was back then. So I'm really looking forward to it.
So that's the interview with Steve Scott there with Dean Henderson. And that has essentially set the world alight in terms of Twitter and Manchester United Twitter and Forest Twitter. And it's a bit of a statement, isn't it? Because, there's no option to buy him. And it's anything could really happen. But he's obviously not very happy at Manchester United. And now we know that. We can probably say not just a lot about Forest and what their plans are for Dean Henderson, but also a lot about Manchester United and the way they treat players. Perhaps, it's not always the quality of the player. It's sometimes how they're treated. And they tend to blame it on the fans a lot of the time, the media do. But I think there's something going on in the club there that seems a little bit toxic to me, as you can tell, because how many players do you see actually come out and do an interview like that? I mean, you see little things that are secretive, but never do you ever see Dean Henderson, who was in Forest Recreation doing the Premier League launch. Gutted I didn't go. I'm gutted I didn't get an invite to that. I really want to go to that. But to see Dean Henderson in the middle of Forest Recreation Ground, where all the pitches are, to do an interview like that is absolutely crazy. Not wrong, but it's just you wouldn't expect to see it. But it's just you wouldn't expect it at all. But he's not looking good in terms of a return to Manchester United, and he's not even started the season yet. So, yeah, he did rip into them, Russell. You're right. It's really interesting. Tom says Capital One, though, for sponsorship. That's not a bad shout, actually. John, good to have you here. Tesla, I'd love Tesla. Timberland, I think Timberland would be quite good, yeah, for the tree. That'd be cool. Rushcliffe Borough Council, no thank you. They'll probably burn the sponsorship paperworks. Hi, Jamie. A lot of stadiums are sponsored by... no. I wouldn't want to see anything other than the City Ground. I don't want to see a new name in front of it. I don't want to see like a little... No, it has to be, for me, just... No, it has to be what we've asked for in terms of just the City Ground. That's my opinion on it anyway, but I'm not really that interested in having anything before that, because I know like the Barcelona have got the Spotify Nou Camp or Camp Nou. For anybody interested, though, I'm just going to put the link to the interview in the comments. So I'm going to star it as well, just so that you can see it. But yeah, if you are interested in watching it, literally just click the link I've sent. I don't mind if you leave for a moment or two to watch it. But it is really, really, really interesting. And he does really rip into him. So it's looking bleak for Man United in terms of Henderson. But the club's being bullied. The club's being bullied by Ronaldo, essentially. I mean, I like Ronaldo. I've always admired him as a player, and the Messi-Ronaldo debate has always been a tough one because I like Messi too. But Ronaldo, natural goal scorer, he's got talent, but you're seeing he's starting to really show off that ego a bit more, because, I mean, the fact that he left at half-time for Man U, that's not really as bad as everybody's making it out to be. He had permission from Ten Hag before, so did other players, but the media focused on him and the fact that TalkSport especially, right? And that just wasn't the case. But that being said, like, making little posts like, the king is back, like, come on. I'm sorry, but even if you are the greatest player in the world, which technically he's not because of the Ballon d'Or, I just think it's so egotistical. It's not what a club should really have. And they're centering the whole operation around him. So I don't like that. But anyway, back onto Forest talk. Let's not worry about Man United or us potentially finishing higher. Doggy Daycare as a sponsor. Oh, God. Would you take a Jordan kit? Yeah, 100%. Jordan kits are like the PSG kits. I mean, as much as I don't like PSG, yeah, the kits are beautiful. And Jordan's a really, really good manufacturer for clothing as well. Don't mind the City ground being preceded by the world. Obviously, if there's a company called World's Famous that wants to sponsor us, in fact, that's what I'd do. If I was to have enough money, I'd set up just a fake company called World's Famous, and then I'd just sponsor it like that with the World's Famous City ground. That'd be awesome. He thinks he's bigger than the club. He does in that respect. Yeah, and that's Ronaldo we're talking about there. Some Man United fans are slagging off Henderson. But do you know what? This is Man United fans all over. When he's doing well for them, or when he's come on for them when David De Gea has not been there, or, when he does well at other clubs, it's like, oh, well, he's out it. But then all of a sudden, he doesn't want to be at United. Oh, okay, let's slag him off then. You know what I mean? Like, there's players that have left Forest and I've been so gutted about. Like Oliver Burke. I was really gutted when I was younger about him leaving Forest. Britisson Belonga, gutted. Antonio, I was gutted. But do you really think I've gone after that and just started slagging them off and hating on them? Like, Dean Henderson has gone through like immense amounts of hate and bullying on social media. Look it up. Immense amounts of bullying on social media. And it's crazy, the amount of, and it's not just Dean Henderson, it's other footballers as well that get immense hate. Look at Billy Gilmore. There was things coming out today about Billy Gilmore, about him getting bullied and things like that at Norwich. And he said his parents used to come and watch, and then he was getting abused and abused and abused. And literally his parents just watch at home now. He never gave up. But even then, who would want to go to their job every day and get abused? Because, you can say what you want about football not being a job and all this, but it is. You give 5 or 6 days to it every week. You're doing hours, and they're just being abused for it. Look at Jesse Lingard. People abusing him from West Ham. And not just fans, like massive companies as well. Massive multi-million pound companies were bullying Jesse Lingard. Bullying him. People need to understand that the effects of their words that they have on people, because although people just go, you need to have thicker skin if you want to do this. It's okay saying that. It's okay saying that. But how on earth do you make that happen for someone that's nervous, for someone that's unconfident, and for someone that perhaps has been bullied as a child? How do you do that? It's so easy just to say you need to develop thicker skin if you want to go into this industry or to do this, because anybody can just say that. You know what I mean? I could just say it to one of you guys. Just develop thicker skin if you want to go into this. No, you shouldn't go to work and to be expected to put up with vast amounts of abuse like that. And it's going to start for Henderson now. And not just Henderson, but look at people like YouTubers as well, content creators. I've only had a little bit of it and some of it on today's episode. I'm not worried about it by any means. But look at like Dor. Dor's had it over the last 5 or 6 years. Crazy amounts. I'm not saying you have to like someone, but just if you've got nothing that's not constructive, if it's a little bit risky to say, but it's constructive, not as bad. But you know what I mean? Like and Liam as well. Liam put out something about giving a ticket away, and people were threatening to break his legs. What? And I'm sorry to go on this rant. I'm sorry to go on this rant, but it just makes me go crazy because people do take their own lives and they do things like that because of what people say on social media. You know what I mean? And people go, it's fine, I don't really get affected by it. But behind closed doors, they'll end the stream or they'll end the video and they'll be upset, they'll be crying. You know what I mean? So you don't have to like someone, but don't put them down. Don't put them down. Please don't do it. Let's get behind people, including footballers. They're only people like us. They're only people. Forget all the money. Forget all the fame. They're people like us. Had to say it. I had to say it. And it's always born of jealousy as well. It's always born of jealousy. And do you know what? Even our fan base has been guilty of it at times. Players like Xande Silva, he's got a fair amount of it. And, he's gone to Dijon now. I only wish him the best. Players that leave, I only wish them the best. No matter what they've done or who they are, I just wish them the best. You know what I mean? And as much as I didn't like, there's many people that I haven't liked, football players, owners, people like that. I would never, ever persistently harass them or abuse them. It's just not what you do. As much as people just go, well, they've done this. It's not the way forward. It's not the way forward. Okay. So talking Forest strictly now, because that was a massive rant there. Had to be said, I think, though, but that was a rant. And Liam, I hope you're okay, but things like that, just not good. What's the latest with kit sponsors? Mark tells us that it'll be Friday they come out, so that's really, really good. He'll be interested to see what happens. Should go for Omar Marmouche. Salah rates him, Brentford and Arsenal after him. Yeah, I suppose we've got to leave it down to the scouts, haven't we? We've just got to wait and see what happens, because I remember there was obviously all the Portuguese players coming in at the time. There was this, but he rates him and he rates him. I think when we say this player rates him and this player rates him, we've got to be really careful, because people do get too excited and you get a bit overexcited. But Omar Marmouche, though, looks like a good prospect. And as you say, he's only got a year left on his contract at Wolfsburg. So unless they try and sign him on a free at Christmas, I can't see him being that much. Transfer Market have said that they estimate him to be worth about 5 to 6 million as well. So it'll probably be about 10, knowing the actual prices. But we'll have to wait and see. So, evening, young man. Thank you, Jolly Ollie. Good to have you here. James Sweat, I feel like most clubs hate Forest players we bought in. Do you know what? There's a Sky interview today. There was a Sky interview today, and it was really, really good. And one of the guys, I've got him on LinkedIn. I can't remember his name now. But he works at TalkSport, but he's done such a fantastic job. I mean, he must be only early 20s, and he's doing all and now he's obviously doing stuff at Sky because he's freelance. And it's just sensational, the things they were saying, because they weren't being all of Forest arse by any means. They were being honest, and they were saying, this could be another Fulham situation. You'd be naive to think it wouldn't be. But that being said, they also said Steve Cooper's a good tactician. He's a good manager. He's got experience with Liverpool Academy. He knows what to do with young players. He can manage. He's got experience with Swansea. He's got experience with Wrexham in coaching. He's got a lot of experience, and he's nearly got Swansea promoted before. So we've got to have some faith, and we've got to have more faith in Steve Cooper, because I know there's people worrying about it a lot. Just enjoy the ride. Just enjoy that. And I've had to tell myself this, because sometimes I go, you know what? I'm worried, but now I kind of just go, I'm just enjoying life. Like, I'm just enjoying the ride of Forest being in the Premier League. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the fact that I can share the moments with so many people. I'm enjoying I can do it in a professional atmosphere as well, in the way that I can. I'm just pleased I can do that. People that are ill in hospital, I'm pleased that me and people that I've volunteer with, bring them happiness every weekend. That's what, and even if it's only 5 or 10 of them, that's 5 or 10 people's lives that you've potentially changed, and some of them in the last moments of their lives, you've made a difference. And as fans as well, as fans, you've just got to enjoy it. The money we're spending, phenomenal. We're investing wisely. We're scouting. We're doing a good job. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Yeah, peace and love. Absolutely, that is it. Peace and love. Why independent sports channels sometimes abuse some clubs? Because there's natural bias, isn't there? There's people that support West Ham. And I think we all know what I'm talking about. The head editor at TalkSport supports West Ham. So, there's some natural bias from him. There's going to be bias from, people that work there for whatever club they support. It's just what happens. If we were to go and do it, we would probably do the same thing. So it's one of them. But all we can do as a fan base is not even bite to it, present our argument, call in, because they give you an opportunity to call in. Call in. Tell them what it is really like. Present a good argument. Don't be angry and shouting at them and swearing at them or abusing them on Twitter. Don't do it. Present a good argument, because then they're more likely to kind of look and think about what they say before they say it. That being said, though, Talk Sport's a bit sensationalist at times, but there is good people that work for Talk Sport. There is. Greetings. Oh, sorry. Greetings, Jay. Great show. Keep up the good work. My wife's a Geordie. This is it. I know it's a family pride thing. My brother's granddad and all his family, Newcastle fans. Not my brother though; he's a Forest fan. And so my aunties, my step auntie kind of things, my step grandma, all, they're all Geordie. Well, they're not Geordies themselves, but they're all Newcastle fans because he was a Geordie. So I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully we win. Hopefully, did we beat them the last time we played them? I can't remember. I know we beat them in 2017 though. Jason Cummins rings a bell for that one. How bad would it have to be to sack Cooper? I think it'd have to be something like 7 or 8 losses on the 7 or 8 losses continuously. For me, that's what I think would have to happen. But I'm not too worried about any of that. I'm not too worried about that. Cooper can take us to the next level, and he will. I'm confident of it. I've been in press conferences with him there. The way he talks, the way he thinks about the next games, the way he talks about the team, and the fact that he doesn't mention individuals, it says a lot about his character. He's got a strong character, very kind, and he knows what he's doing. So I'm confident he will take us to the next level. But it's Forest are doing well on the pitch, but also the commercial aspect. They brought in a new marketing director today called Jamie King, I think it was. Jamie King. So I've just tried to add him on LinkedIn, see if I can get something with him, try and talk to him a bit. So new marketing director, obviously got commercial aspect there. Academy, there was having adjustments and upgrades made to it. So there's a lot of things going on off the pitch as well that Forest are doing. And these new owners mean business. They're not just looking on the pitch, and they're looking at a new future for Forest where we can lift trophies once again, where we don't have to sing just about those trophies that we had all those years ago. We can sing about a new era as well. That's what makes it so exciting. So enjoy the project. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And there's going to be down times as well. There's going to be times where you think, I didn't enjoy that, or I've just spent this much money to go out and watch Forest. But you know what? You've just got to watch Forest. And one day you'll get to meet the manager, you'll get to meet the players, and that's the best feeling after traveling for ages. I've been to games where we've lost and I've met a player, and it just makes your day. I remember Forest weren't doing too well, and then there was the big sleep out, it's called, and you go and you build a little shelter and you sleep homeless and you raise money for framework. And I met Costel Pantilimon, and it was the best night ever, regardless of form, the best night ever, to see the players and just see how much they care about the fans, regardless of how it's going. It's just amazing. Super excited for Saturday. We're going to smash it. We are. I think we're going to present a massive challenge. For anybody that doesn't know, I do a little bit of writing for Sport Nottingham, and I've got a little thing going up very soon. So I'll kind of share that all with you. It's only a very small piece, but it's a little bit about Forest next season. So yeah, I share your ambition there, Lunix. I'm excited. Can't wait until 6-7 games in and near Carter, Omar, Richards, Williams. Absolutely, yeah. I think we've got to mention Toffolo as well, because he's going to be the main man for quite a few weeks. So yeah, we can't drop him out, but definitely I'm looking forward to people settling in. And Sky Sports as well earlier, I forgot to mention, they were really, really going, they were quite confident in Taiwo Awoniyi, just saying that he needs to gel and that they think that he's making improvements. So it's good to see that they can see that. They've been doing the research, and I like that. Talksport owned by the Sun. Yeah, I wouldn't. No, I'd never read the Sun. Don't like that. And I don't share anything with the Sun. The Sun have started in terms of transfer things. Don't do it. Rarely the Nottingham Post as well anymore, because I'm starting to lose faith. Although there's people that work for there that are great. You know what I mean? Sarah Clapson, Matt Lee. I think Matt Davis as well, his name is. That guy does Garibaldi Red. Amazing. But, I just think it's the company's not very good, if I'm being completely honest. Wasn't Diaz that scored that goal the last time we played? It may well have been. Was it the same Diaz? Was it the same Diaz? Let me have a quick look. Valencia versus Forest. Well, Valencia actually played Barcelona after us, and they got absolutely battered 5-1. You wouldn't expect it, would you? Considering, how good Valencia were. You'd expect something a little bit less than 5-1, but Barcelona, the biggest spending team in the whole of Europe. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a quick look. It was Carlos Soler that scored the goal for Valencia. It was that one. you don't like someone, you don't need to watch them or comment on. Absolutely. Yeah, if you don't like this channel as well, please unsubscribe and you know, just don't watch. I'm not too fussed because I'm quite happy with everybody that does enjoy it. Compare the quality of 12 transfers in so far to the two. Yeah, exactly. There's no comparison. I mean, obviously money's a little bit more now, but even then it's not just about the money. It's about the recruitment that we've made and the scouting that we've done. The standard of recruitment now is far better. So even if we did stay in the Championship, we'd still have a good season and potentially go up because of the fact that our recruitment system is much better. I think it was the... Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were on about the Valencia game there. Apologies. If you're hearing this, a little bit delayed. Good luck to all those unlucky people to be climbing 140 steps on Saturday. That'll be me. I think I'll probably only have to climb halfway because I think I'm near the dugouts, hopefully. So we'll have to see. ESPN YouTuber deluded and ESPN UK. Bit of a weird one though, ESPN. I don't really watch them that much, to be honest. You'll have to let me know why what's happened. Next level, yeah, Steve Coop can take us further. He absolutely can. You've just got to have faith in the project. Just got to have faith. Be happy with the point on Saturday. 3 points be great, but Newcastle, of course. I mean, they're going to 50 million for Madison. May I just say, it's just ridiculous. I mean, he got put in the pocket by Garner and others, didn't he? And you can say what you want as well, but Forest put out a good team and Leicester put out a good team and they still didn't win. And although he did that great Travella pass, if Samba wasn't to make that daft mistake that he made, we wouldn't have conceded. So 50 million, and the fact that Brendan Rodgers said 40 million covers about 3/4 of his left leg is just ridiculous. He's not worth that money. He's just not. I'm going off what I think of football values, and he's not even near. 14 TalkSport vlogs on Jay Lings. Yeah, it's embarrassing. 14, that's probably, he's got less TikToks than that. So embarrassing. Is Paul Connor going to sing Mull of Kintyre? He needs to. He does need to, and he does owe us for that. You know, he did say he would as well. So you can dig out the interview. He did say it. As a 60-year-old, when was the last time we were the biggest football story in the world? Well, exactly. I mean, you know, we're 7th biggest spenders in Europe. You know, when are you ever going to hear that ever again? That we've not heard that in our history, most likely. I mean, I don't know what football values were like back then, but it wasn't anywhere near what we've spent now. I reckon Callback starts at Newcastle. Oh, 30-yard screamer. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Keane's up in the heavens at Newcastle, as I can imagine most of the fan base will. Incredible. Can't believe the Forest game is against... It's probably lucky that it isn't, to be honest, because the standard has not been very, very good, has it? If anybody's interested, I am doing live reports. Unfortunately, I can't do commentary for licensing reasons. It's gutting, but as a hospital radio station, we can't afford to buy those licenses. And I think there's loads of different things against it. So as much as I'd like to bring you full commentary, and it would be an absolute dream to do so from yours truly, Alan Partridge, I can't do it for licensing reasons, but I will be doing reports every 10 or so minutes. So you'll get a good few reports. I reckon you'll get about 6 or 7 reports throughout the game. So if anybody's interested, the show starts at 2:45. So if you're interested, that's Newcastle on Saturday. So let me know if you want to hear those reports. Forest Magic on and off the pitch, says Gordon. You know it, my friend. Andy Thorpe, both goals were scored in injury time. I don't know which game you're referring to. I've lost it a little bit. Ez, good to have you. Evening Legends, says Ez. If anybody wants to subscribe, his name as shown on the screen is Ez_sense on YouTube. So you can have a look at that. I think we're probably biggest spenders in the world when we pay the world record fee for Trevor Francis. Yeah, probably right. But, I mean, you know, what? 80 million, just unheard of. Must be fun doing... You know... It is. I will just say, though, if you've got nobody with you, which for the Valencia game I didn't, it is quite difficult. And I mean, I'll get through 3 bottles of water in the game, you know, maybe even in the half. It's not easy to do because it's nice to have someone to bounce back off. It really is. And also, I'm still getting used to it. I've only been doing this for about, I would say, commentary about 6 months, and then co-commentary and commentary for about, well, co-commentary for about a year. So yeah, we'll have to see. I'm practicing more, but I'm just enjoying it, and definitely listening more to Colin Frey. I'm always listening to him, even after the game's gone and I've already seen the game and what's happened and done my own commentary on it. I'll listen to Colin Frey after, because I mean, he's a hero, isn't he? You know, let's be honest, he's been at Forest for 30 odd years or whatever. And he's done a complete service to the club, even in the darkest of times, even in times where he probably didn't even want to be there, and he was. So, Colin Frey, David Jackson, even Robin Chipperfield as well, because he enjoyed all those years and never saw us promoted. It's amazing. And I have contacted FIFA, because I know you've just said you commentate on the FIFA games. I have contacted FIFA to ask if I can just send over some samples. They never got back to me, but I hope one day I can. I'd love to do that. Warren Who, evening Ez, good to have you. Let's have a quick look. Jay, can I join you in the commentary box? I'm trying to make it happen. I am trying to make it happen. The only thing is, as much as I'd love to allow you to do it, because I did actually have the idea of having one fan or Forest legend join us per game, but unfortunately, to do with accreditations within UEFA and the Premier League especially, it's just not easy to obtain that for someone that isn't within the organisation. And in terms of actually getting into the organisation, it's just not easy at this point, especially with everything going on. So I'm going to work on it, trying to get fans in. But yeah, people did ask first. I know there's a bit of a line. I know. But as Andy, everybody that's asked, if I can make it happen, I will. But I can't promise anything. I really can't, because it's really not easy to do. And also, if anybody's interested, you can actually donate to Nottingham Hospital Radio. We do always ask if you can, just to drop maybe, even if it's not a lot of money, less than £1. We don't really mind. But sorry about that. But it does go a long way. It does go a long way, because the service we provide is to hospital patients. Some of these hospital patients really, really ill. Some of them only in there for a short period of time. But either way, they can't make the game, so we try and bring it to them. But if you want to donate and help out, let me know, because it's a really, really good station, and we make no money off it, or volunteers. So even do another article. Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to invite Liam into the stream in a minute. So Liam, just give me one moment, my friend. Now we're only going to be going with Liam for about 15 minutes, and then we'll be closing off and doing a little bit of Q&A. So Liam's going to be joining me for 15 minutes. And don't forget, sponsor. Media Man is sponsored by Remedy Beast. All your CBD needs and other things, you can look for these guys. Okay, looking them up on the internet. Fantastic. Go on, Jay. Forest TV. Yeah, Forest TV. I mean, it's a good idea. At this point, I can't really do anything personally. There's a Forest fan hub going on with Ez and Liam and Joe Pratton, so I'm going to let them do their thing. I've really not got time at the moment. I'm struggling to do these streams, but I love doing it, so I'm not going to stop. It is going to all have to get quieter. It's going to have to get quieter, unfortunately. I didn't want to have to... Oh, Wi-Fi went for a minute. It is going to have to get quieter, unfortunately. I didn't want to have to say that, but there's probably not going to be a stream per day. But there's going to be a good few streams. But that's not just yet, so don't just worry. We're going to try and go till September. That's the plan. Who do you work for on match days? I volunteer for Nottingham Hospital's radio. I started with them last September at Notts County. So, yeah, so just over a year now. Well, no, nearly a year in late August, September kind of time. And I've loved every minute of it. So if any of you are interested to donate, then please do. Now, I'm just going to add Liam in very quickly. I'm sure, hopefully, I mean, he just crashed a minute ago, but he seems to be okay now. Liam's going to be joining us for the next 15 minutes before we head to a Q&A. So, Liam, welcome to the chat. I caught you off guard there. Look, he's having a look at his beard. He's thinking, am I looking good today? Am I looking good today? Getting ready for that scrap on Twitter, apparently, is what I... seriously, though, how are you feeling about Saturday?
Good. I mean, like I said the other day, I can't remember who I said it to. I don't think it's going to be an out-and-out great game. So obviously Newcastle would be trying not to lose, and we'll be trying not to concede and put a good performance together.
Well, it's the first game of the season, so equally for Forest, we want to just win or get a point because it's our first Premier League game in 23 years. But for Newcastle, it's the start of the season, and you want to make good first impressions, especially for, I think, probably Eddie. Is this Eddie Howe's first full season as Newcastle manager? I'm pretty sure it might be. I think
because everyone thought he was tipped, didn't they, to come to Forest? Obviously, that was never the case. But
well, would you have had him at Forest over? Well, not obviously not knowing the knowledge of having Steve Cooper now, but let's say you had Chris Wilder, Cooper, and Eddie Howe. before all of this happened, who would you have chosen? Eddie Howe would have been the man to choose, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it would have been, wouldn't he?
Mm.
Everyone was excited that he could have been a possibility, but he turned down a couple of lower end Premier League clubs as well, didn't he? Before going to Newcastle, so I don't think it will ever happen.
Well, he knew what was involved with that, because he knows that Newcastle isn't a top 6 team, but he knows that it's not going to be hard. Well, it's going to be difficult, of course it is, because money doesn't just win everything. But he knew it wasn't going to be as bad. So, but G. Cullis, disagree, mate. Newcastle will be going all out to beat us. They'll see. Well, no, but you're technically agreeing, because as I'm saying, you want to make good first impressions, don't you? That's what you want to do. And even if it is against Forest, we've still spent 80 million and we've bought in 12 new players, which of course they're going to say if we win. That's of course what they're going to say. Oh, we beat this team for this and this. So it'll be interesting. Andy Thorpe reckons it'll be a goal fest. Liam, what do you think of that?
No, it's going to be a 1 goal either way, I think. Or we could have it handed to us, but I don't think so. Hopefully not. If Forest win, it'll be a 1-0, and it will be a very bad game, I think. But it's a good game if we win 1-0.
Well, absolutely. I mean, if we can just get a point or whatever, I'm happy. Obviously, I do want to win, but on this kind of game, first game, you just want to do quite well. But Liam, let me ask you this question: what player are you thinking that is probably going to do the best on the pitch on Saturday?
O'Brien.
Do you think so?
He was quality against Valencia. He was my standout person against Valencia. He was quality. And obviously, if Niakate starts, which I hope he does, he'll be another one. And I think Lingard as well, to be fair. He's got something to prove, hasn't he?
Well, absolutely. I mean, hopefully he's in full fitness now, because I still don't think he was showing off full fitness. I don't think he was anywhere near it when he played. His
touch was a bit heavy, wasn't it?
It was a bit, and the finish wasn't perfect. But we're not coming here to critique Lingard or anything like that. But of course, we do think that there's probably a bit more fitness training needed or whatever else. So, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. We'll have to just wait and see. But I think it's interesting you say Lewis O'Brien, because I did think similar. I just thought that how quick he was on the ball. I mean, I don't know too much about Newcastle's pace as a team, but I think there's not really many teams like Valencia in terms of nearly every player being that quick. I think Lewis O'Brien really could do a job. As you say, it won't be easy, 100%. But for £10 million, I think you've got a real quality player there. But what can I say? Steve Cooper's been watching the media man, obviously, since late June. He's been watching the media man. He's been looking at who I think we should sign. It's just a shame he didn't look at Andrea Bellotti, to be honest, because I think he would have been absolutely class. But I do want to talk a little bit about the new striker that I promised to speak about, that Forest have scouted. His name's Ludovic Ajorc, and he's 28. He's got 257 appearances professionally, 81 goals and 27 assists. So a goal contribution rate of around 0.42 contributions per game. And he's got a value of 18 million. Liam, looking at that graph, how are you feeling about that? Because I think that's fairly good stats, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to go on Premier League stats, really, from someone. Because you could talk about Lukaku's stats compared to Premier League. And his Premier League stats are awful compared to what he does in an Italian league. So I don't get too excited about stats yet. Just yet. I'd rather see him come and play.
So is that price tag not really justified, would you say?
Well, he's got a good goal contribution, hasn't he? So, and he's got a fair few goals and assists. So it's what the club wants, I suppose. So
who do you?
To be fair, I haven't seen anything of him.
You've not seen. I've not seen much of him. To be what do you think is? Who do you think is likely to join Forest next? Then do you think Emmanuel Dennis is? It could join.
I would like to see. Is it Cornet?
Yeah.
That's who I'd like to see come. I think we need to keep strengthening our midfield, because that's where our main battles are going to be this season. I think we've got a strong back line. I thought Saturday Williams and Toffolo were good going forwards, but they've got that thing about them where we could get punished as well. Toffolo got caught out of position a couple of times.
But do you think that's to do with gelling though? Because I suppose he's still got a bit of gelling to do.
Positional wise, no. He just needs to. I know it's still pre-season, and that might have been ironed out this week, or maybe that bit of cover from whoever's going to play on the left-hand side to fill in that spot. But they scored their goal from it being hit in behind him, didn't they? So.
Well, let me ask you then. I mean, Marmoush looks a real, he looks like the real deal. I know that he's played in the Deutsche Pokal so far. And from what I'm looking at on transfer market, so he's played already this season and he got a goal. So not too bad from him. He's looking like a good prospect. And yeah, he's got skill, takes players on, free kicks and goals. Seen a couple of highlights, does look like an interesting prospect, as you say. But I do want to know, do you think that perhaps York, all these rumours going around, do you think maybe that's a bit of smoke screen? Do you reckon maybe the club's maybe told someone or someone's told someone to do this because they're working on something big? I mean, the number 10 spot is still there. And let's be completely honest, they're not going to buy a small player to fit in that shirt that will perhaps sell the most shirts out of everybody.
I think I was on the Forest Hubs stream the other day. To be honest, I've not looked into any transfers because I'm just focusing on what the players are doing that we've got right now. Because anyone we sign this week isn't going to play on Saturday, are they? Let's be honest. So I haven't really looked into anything at all to do with transfer-wise. So I'm just looking forward to the game on Saturday. And then whatever we find out from that game on Saturday, go from there, really. I mean, I'd put trust in the players we've got. We've got a decent striker. He can hold up the ball already. Obviously, we saw his first glimpse on Saturday. He got got an assist. I mean, Morgan Gibbs-White, obviously, stuff is still floating around him. It'd be good to get him in, but until Saturday, we've got other players that will have to play that position.
So is Cornet your number one transfer target then?
No, I'd like Morgan Gibbs-White. He's young, he's English, he's a bit exciting. But other than that, right now, like I said, until Newcastle, my focus is on the players we've got. I'd like to see if Mangala's going to fit straight in as well, or is he going to come off the bench? But for me, go on.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, because the title of the video is Transfer Boost and Blows. And also, we've got to mention what the blows have been. Now, Maxwel Cornet, as you can just see, there's a West Ham logo now hanging over his head. West Ham have entered the race to sign him. So it's all possible. I know you're focusing on that Newcastle game, but, potentially there's going to be a couple of more signings, not before the Newcastle game, I'd say, but just after. I think it'll probably be early next week, if anything. Well, probably one more, but it could be the next couple of weeks. You just don't know. But Maxwel Cornet looks like, to me, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like he'd come to Forest over the likes of West Ham. And you can't blame him for that. You can't blame him for that because of the fact that West Ham, I can see getting 7th or 6th place this season. They've done really well. That being said, Lingard rejected West Ham for us. So you just don't know what could happen. You don't know what Forest are going to offer. Anything really could happen. But Harold Larwood thinks Morgan Gibbs-White could come last minute. That'd be really, really interesting. So, I mean, yeah, as Andy Thorpe says, yeah, Lingard did. But how are you feeling? So, okay, let's talk about the West Ham game. I know we're talking after Newcastle. I know it's a little bit far away. It's the first home game of the season. We're going to have the massive advantage with fans. How confident are you feeling going into that game? Because West Ham do have a good squad and a very, very good manager, capable of Europe again.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to get Europe again. I mean, West Ham are a good side. On that day,
he's crashed, I think. He's crashed. He looks like he's singing a Justin Bieber song, doesn't he, when he's crashed like that?
Sorry about that. Always at the worst time. On that day, I think it will just come down to how loud we are in the stadium, to be fair. If we can get the players G'd up for it. We've got a good enough team to compete with them. Maybe we'll bring in a big signing before that game. I can see us bringing in another couple of signings, though. I'm not saying that Forest shouldn't bring anyone else in. But, yeah, I think if a big player is going to come in, it's going to be before the first home game.
Well, so you mentioned that you think our team can compete with West Ham. I do want to kind of know a little bit about, and I will answer your questions, by the way, guys, because in 5 minutes' time, we're going to start the Q&A, and we'll let Liam go for that bit. But Liam, whilst you're here, I do want to know, how worried are you about players gelling in with the squad? And I'm not talking about making new friends. I'm talking about playing in the tactic, because there's not really any other games that they're going to be playing off the training pitch that will allow them to gel together. So how worried are you about the situation of players gelling together?
I can literally just base it off what we saw on Saturday, really. I mean, it was a together outfit, I thought, on Saturday. I think, I don't know who I mentioned it. I speak to so many people about football now. The only position that I thought we were lacking on Saturday was that Callback position. I think that does need addressing before Newcastle, which obviously would be Mangala. If obviously Forest have released the pictures of him in his first training session today. I'm not worried. I think whatever they've got on behind the scenes should be working. I mean, they all look happy at the media day today, which I hope we both go to next year's one.
Yeah, I was a bit, I don't know, like, were people invited to that or what? What was the situation with that?
I think it was an invite thing, because a lot of people said thanks for the invite. So
that's crazy. I'm a bit gutted I didn't get an invite to that. But that being said, I've never in my life, and people are going to probably abuse me for this, but because I've not had the opportunity to, by the way, I've not had the opportunity to watch Forest for a whole season, and I've only just kind of had the financial ability to be able to do that for myself in the last maybe year or so, and in that time I've not really needed to. So I've tried to get to as many games as I can, but yeah, you know, and it's completely understandable because there's people like Dor, been covering Forest for 5 years, Max, who's been covering Forest for 5 or 6 years as well. You know, they all really deserve it. So, but before you go, let me ask you about Callback, because a lot of people are saying that they reckon he'll start on Saturday. Do you think there's a bit of sentiment in there, or do you just think that Mangala's not ready? Oh, he's crashed. He's crashed. He's come back. He's back. No, I was just asking. People are saying that they reckon Callback will start on Saturday. Do you reckon there's a bit of sentiment in there? And I'm not saying it purely sentiment. Do you reckon there's a little bit of sentiment in there? Or do you think Mangala's just not ready to play in that team?
Could be a bit of both. I mean, you play who's more up for that game in that time, I suppose. There's no room for sentiment. I know he played for Newcastle, but we're in the Premier League, like people say. There's no room for sentiment at all. If Mangala's come and he's gelled in the training up until Saturday, then he starts for me. But on the other hand, if Callback's done the same, then he starts. It's whoever's impressed this week, I'm guessing. But on Saturday, I thought he was the one player that struggled in that game with the pace of the game.
But you know, you never know what could happen when it comes to, you know, the Premier League bit. Maybe he's taking it back a little bit. I don't think he was. I think he's probably just not done particularly great. But G. Cully says that someone called Mollo, I don't know who this is, was on Door on Tour, and he was saying that Callback is the best midfielder we got, and it's just about who plays next to him. What do you think about that?
You have to stand alone in your position, really, don't you? Obviously, you do work as a team, but you need to fill in your position as well. I wouldn't say he's the best midfielder we've got. He's the most versatile. We played him at left back for a season, and he was quality. But the pace is so much different that the ball's played in the Premier League for a centre midfielder.
So, what do you think about his time at Forest? Do you see him getting first team game time ever again?
Yeah. Like I said, it's all down to these signings that happen in the next coming weeks. I mean, I would see him as a off the bench player when the other player's knackered. If we do bring in that quality, and that's nothing against Callback at all, because he was one of the standout players last season. He played quality against Liverpool. He had Saka in his back pocket, so there's nothing against him at all. But if we want to push in the next couple of years for Europe, and I know everyone wants them European away days, you've got to make them sacrifices, and I think it'd be him that would make way.
Well, absolutely. It'd be nice to see. I mean, I know that someone was saying to me, Jamie, look, you've been to Germany, been Europe. Now I need to start doing international. I'm like, yes, we do. If we ever get pre-season in, like, I don't know, Asia or Australia, I'm doing it. I'm absolutely doing it. We've got to do it. But that's next season. But listen, it's been great having you join me tonight, Liam. If you're free Thursday night, I'm on at 9 on Thursday night, just because I've got a meeting before. If you're free then I'll then you'll come and join if you want.
Could I just touch on the Twitter thing today?
Absolutely.
Just for anyone that did retweet that, I would say sorry to it, but the amount of hate that it got coming from a good place. I mean, off the bat, if you look through the feed, someone offered me £200 for the ticket, and I've said on this stream multiple times, I want to get people to the game and help people get to it. And I had DMs left, right, and centre offering to buy it. It was all coming out of a good place. I think going forwards, if I get more in the future, I will be doing giveaways. I think that's what threw people, that I just wanted cost value for it. But it wasn't malicious, and it wasn't to con people into anything. I did have a mate he has to work on Saturday, and work comes over his football, so that's how it is. So I'm not going to go into what people said or anything like that, because it was ridiculous. So yeah, it's all coming from a good place. If anyone ever wants to speak or they're feeling down, just DM me or message me anywhere. I will always reply to anyone. And that's the mentality I want to bring to YouTube, not this hatred side where people get angry over something that's coming from a good place.
Absolutely, mate. Well, listen, we all think it's a good thing what you were doing. I don't mind it. I think there's people that just love a good moan, to be honest, and like to try and find some justification to bully someone, which it's awful. But people don't change, my friend. People will never change. There'll be haters out there.
I openly admit that I did it a bit backwards. It was worded weird, but
no, he's crashed. That's not good. That's not good. See if he's going to rejoin us in just a moment.
But yeah, sorry about that again. I worded it weird, and it was a bit backwards. Obviously, I'm trying as hard as I can to push my YouTube to do the good for people. So that's why it was thrown in there. But other than that, I'm glad you got to 1K as well. I was trying to see you at Newcastle on Saturday. And I hope everyone continues to enjoy your streams.
Thank you very much, my friend. Well, listen, when we asked for people to subscribe and stuff, and I've had a few people even on this one saying that I was just begging for subscribers. I'm really not. But literally, I just want... the thing is, if you do subscribe to me, it's not like I'm not getting some mad amount of money for it. I'm not getting anything for this. I've got a sponsor, but that's nothing to do with views or subscribers. Nothing to do with it. That just pays for me to be able to do these streams, because I've only got a few days a week working, and I'm a volunteer for every other day. So I can't really afford to do these things. And also, when I go to watch Forest, I'm paying, I'm volunteering to go and do the commentary, but I get no expenses for that, and I'll be spending however much money. It was like £400 to go and do the Wembley game, £400. Half of that was just on a taxi there, so we don't do this. We don't do this for making money. We do this because we love Forest. And you know what? At the end of the day, we give so much time to this. I think probably per week I give about 9 or 10 hours a week to do this. And that's half of what I do at work. This is essentially a job at times. But it's a job that I love. you know. So YouTubers, when they just say, look, can you give us a subscribe? It's literally just like a pat on the back, you know. I'd love it if someone just said thank you. You know what I mean? You don't have to, but it's nice to tell people thank you. So, and to keep the Forest spirit going high. And also there's people joining now that are from South Africa, New Zealand, America, everywhere around the world who can't watch the games, and we're connecting them. You know, when you subscribe, that reach goes even further. So, Liam, hats off to you, my friend. Stanhope's Away Days. Subscribe to him on YouTube. Been great to have you on, my friend.
Have a good one, guys.
See you Saturday, mate. Bye. Take care, my friend. See you later. We've entered the Q&A stage, everybody. We're going to do 10 minutes of Q&A. So any questions you have, whether it be questions about me or questions about Forest or questions about transfers, let me know. Hopefully I'm going to be meeting a few lovely individuals over the weekend. We are, and I will just tell you, we are closer to making the Gary Birtles interview happen. He's back off holiday. I met him and Nicholas Randall, the Forest chairman, over the weekend. And, well, Nicholas by chance, but we're going to be hopefully we're going to be doing it in the next 2 weeks. So if you're all looking forward for a Gary Birtles interview, 2 weeks time, we'll be doing it. And who knows, it might even be an in-person one and not just on Zoom. So Andrew, thank you for your continued support. It means a lot. Desi, you also, and Out of Reach. Liam really appreciates it. It's amazing of you. Graham, congrats on reaching nearly 1,000. Well, no, it is 1,000 now. It is 1,000. Liam's a great guy. Liam met my dad at the weekend. He was in the Lady Bay, saw my dad. No, my dad saw him and was like, oh, you're Liam. And they met. So, and they get on really well. So that was a random one when Liam called me up and was like, I've met your dad, you know, I've met your dad. And I'm like, what? That's so, are you sure it's my dad? And he's like, yeah. So, yeah, it's brilliant. But the reach and the things that we do for YouTube and the sacrifice that we make is incredible. You know, I've not gone and done things with friends. I've missed out on things so I can do this because I love it. And I love answering your questions. I love talking about Forest. So, yeah, I love it. And I'm also going to invest in some Ethernet cables as well because my thing keeps crashing at times. Any questions? G-Colors, don't understand why you won't let people become members and set up Patreon because plenty. You know, I know that there's that idea of it. There is that idea of it, but simply, I don't think that if you were to give me however much money it would be a month, as much as I'd love for that to happen, I'd prefer just to thank you, you know, as Gamer 316 says. I'd prefer just to thank you. You know, I've got a job that pays enough. And for me, I don't think at this point, maybe in the future, I don't think at this point I would actually be able to make content just for a certain group of people. I think I have to do it for everybody time-wise. So we'll have to wait and see. I'll look into it. Don't get me wrong, because I know people are saying it. And then Kel said it's £2.99 a month. I might look at it. If everybody wants it, then I'll do it. But time-wise at the moment, not really a lot of it. I don't want to mess you around, especially when you've got that membership. But if you do want to see little behind the scenes, things of Forest and all that, of me at the games, then I suppose I could make some form of membership, but only if you guys want to see it. If you do, say yes. If you don't, say no. Or just drop me a message on Twitter. My little user tag is at I'm Jamie Martin. So feel free to message me on there if you do want to. Next loan signing, a lot of people are saying Billy Gilmore. Wouldn't go for it just yet, but that's potential. Mark, thank you for that. Forest Ant, cheers, mate. If you do want to see it, just let me know. Love you, Esman. I love you because you've been there for me since day one. Claire, thank you also. Good to see you on the door on tour streams. Amazing. So yeah, thank you for your kind comment. I hope I do go into media. It's only voluntary at the moment, and this 18 months has got to be the best 18 months. And it's what I said. I've said to friends, I've said, you know, I'm gonna have to sacrifice a lot, seeing my friends. I'm gonna have to sacrifice a lot of going and doing things with people. I'm gonna have to just stay in my room for a lot of the time. You know, I'm just gonna have to be a bit of an I don't know how to describe it. An insider? Would it be an insider? I don't know how to describe it. It's not nocturnal or whatever. I'm gonna have to basically be like up in the night doing this kind of thing. Because this 18 months got to be big, and the David Jackson said to tell them when I'm 18 at the BBC so that I can maybe go and do something. So that's the dream. That's the dream. And I'm just going to keep working hard. Keep working hard because I love it. I love it. James, you'd like to see it. Mark would like to see it. Super chats. Yeah, super chats. I mean, at the moment, YouTube's currently reviewing my account. You know, in terms of donations and things, if you really want to, then you can. I would never, ever push for anyone to donate. As I say, thank yous. Just happy as it is. But super chats, yeah, they'll be coming in. But as I say, it's just a form of donation. You don't have to if you don't want to. And, you know, I wouldn't expect anybody to because I'm thankful enough for you just joining me on the stream. On Owen Summers, how are you getting to Newcastle? Steve Oldham's dropping me off. Him and Erin, you may have seen on Facebook. She's a little girl. She's a Forest fan. And she obviously really, really enjoys Forest. And she's got a Lingard shirt. So she's a Forest fan. I'm going with Dora as well. So there'll be a lot of Forest talk in that car. When I get there, I'm going to be meeting a couple of people in the press box and other places. Trying to go and get a few interviews with fans, having a look around St James's Park because it's a dream to go there. It's the number one stadium I wanted to visit. And yeah, as soon as I get there, set up all my commentary kit and just walk around. What I like to do is, and I do it a lot at County, I'll just stand on the banisters and I'll just take it all in for a little bit because it's just nice, you know, no matter what stress I've been through that time or no matter what bad news I've had that day or, you know, I was having a really bad day before the Valencia game. I was feeling really anxious, just not feeling very good. It was a bit of a bad day, just a few mistakes being made and leaving things here and there. But I felt better when I just stood there and just took it all in for a little bit. That's why I enjoy it. You know, I love it. And I love doing this. I can release so much stuff. Doing a cracking job. Thank you, Greg. Means a lot. And believe me, you'll be getting even more insight over the next few weeks. I'm going to try and get loads of inside information and see what I can find. Set up some super chats. Yeah, donation will definitely be there. But look, I don't expect you to. Thank you's enough. It means a lot. Thank you, Andrew. It honestly really means a lot. I mean, I can't drink a pint at the moment, but with the way that price of pints are going now, it'll be about 50 quid soon, won't it? And that's only half of it. Hermit. Oh, yeah. Desi says Jamie Martin is one of our own. I love that. Absolutely love that. I love that because Dawes got it on his intro, people singing his name. That's absolutely phenomenal. Who do you think will take our free kicks and corners? O'Brien, yeah, he's good at earning it. Lingard at the moment looks like the man to be doing it, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't think he really will be. Thank you, lads, for the comments. We'll keep building. Absolutely, Liam. Forest community is strong, man. You're going to get haters, but that's how it is. Night Owl, Mark, that's the one, yeah. Super chats. If you want super chats, I'll make it happen. Dan the Man, Forest TV has paused his members. What's happened with Dan the Man then? I've not seen him on streams for ages, but I hope he's okay. Good YouTuber, top man. 3 points Saturday. Come on, Forest. 23 years. Absolutely. We've got to channel that 23 years of energy. Just got to give it time, haven't we? And hope that 90 minutes is fruitful. My score prediction for Saturday, I'm going to go for 1-1. I think it's going to be a tough game. I can see Forest scoring first and then letting one in around 60 minutes into Newcastle, and then it's squeaky bum time for the rest. Obviously, I want to be more positive, but I'm going worst case scenario, which I don't want to do. But that's what I'm doing. Hopefully we win, though. Not saying we won't. YouTube, absolutely. YouTube does need more people like Liam and Ez also. Two amazing people. Out of the Reach, thank you very much. You've always been there for me. Day one, my friend. And your support is never, ever forgotten about. And there's 141 of you watching now. You know, if you can just drop a subscribe and a like, that'd be absolutely brilliant. It just makes what we do just that bit better. Where are we with MGW? Nothing just yet. I don't even know if a bid's been put in. We'll have to wait and see. Arsenal can't find a buyer for Maitland-Niles. That's another option there if people really wanted it. Andrew says he's adopted me. Bless him. Thank you, Andrew. Means a lot. Need my hearing checked. Thought he said set up my Coventry. Not Coventry kit. No. I probably did say that, to be honest. I've been talking a lot about Coventry over the last couple of days because I've been saying, and the Coventry fans love me for it on Twitter. They love me for it on Twitter because I think Coventry will get top 6 this year. And I think Panzo will be a very big part of that. Maybe even top scorer. Who knows? Who scouted Costa? I don't know, but whoever it is, they've seen something. We've never really seen him properly play for a long time. So we're never really going to know with him, I don't think. I think he'll leave and it'll be a bit of a mystery. But we've seen it with players in the past, players that have just never played when they've signed for Forest. But yeah. Yeah, I think 1-1 would be nice. Absolutely. Anything more than a point is a bonus. But a point is really what we've got to aim for and just kind of build off that. Williams took set pieces. Yeah, he did a good job as well. I mean, Cafu did a fantastic job in terms of free kicks just outside the box, didn't he? That one at Notts County was absolutely brilliant. And for me, yeah. I mean, I know the score was, of course, going to be 2-1 if we didn't score that. But I just thought if he didn't score that, we would have been, yeah, we would have been in a lot of trouble. Talk Forest TV is being reviewed as there was issues. Oh, I see. That's gutting. I'm sorry to hear that. Gutting. Desi O'Malley signed Callum O'Hare. Be interesting. Well, guys, listen. It's the end of the Q&A. It's been a pleasure to bring the stream to you. We're going to not be here tomorrow because I'm at work tomorrow. I'm at work from 9 in the morning till about 10 at night. So bear with me. Bear with me. It's going to be a very tiring day tomorrow. And then Thursday, I'll be sleeping for most of the day. But Thursday, we're back at about 9 to half 9. So it'll be kind of around that time. But I'll let you know 100% of the timings of that. And yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. But that is the end of the stream. Thank you all for joining. Andrew, that means a lot. You know, I do really want to inspire people. And anybody who wants anything to do with Forest or wants anything, you know, I would just recommend volunteering. Volunteer. Start writing first and then do a bit of speech things. All goes a really, really long way. We have got an FPL league, Robbie. Funnily enough, you should say that. Kel has just mentioned it in the comments. Have a look at that. Kev, top man, thank you very much. Mark, cheers for joining. Warren, also you too. Nick, everybody that's joined tonight, thank you. Means a lot to me. But from me, it's been a pleasure. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic night. And we'll see you all on Thursday at 9 p.m. Take care, everybody. Cheers, guys.